is Mitchell Berry, and this is Edward and Henriette. Oh, we're going to be talking about the Professional Association of Dive Instructors, also known as PADI. I'm a PADI instructor, and he's an open water diver. I actually had to go to Thailand for 3 weeks to learn how to be an instructor. They taught me all the ethics and the appropriate way to teach people diving. I had to attend this seminar, and it was really in-depth. So we love this sport. He went diving in Mexico in cenotes, which are sort of like underwater caves. I would love to do that. It's so beautiful. They're the bluest water you've ever seen. So we're both divers with this corporation, actually, and we've done a lot of research on it. So we hope you guys really enjoy our presentation. So this is a quote I have from Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau is actually a French diver, and he's an advocate for environmentalism. He had a TV show in the 70s telling people about the aquatic world. And his quote saying behind me is, man is born with the weight of gravity on his shoulders, but all he has to do to feel free is go under the water. And I can attest to this feeling. No matter what you're feeling on the surface, no matter how stressed out you are, as soon as you go under there, it feels like you're flying. It feels like you're on cloud nine. It is an amazing feeling. And now we're going to tell you a little bit about the history. So John Cronin and Ralph Erickson were the creators of PADI. They were two regular American guys in Illinois, and they actually met up over a bottle of scotch. Ralph Erickson, he was a scuba salesman for US divers, and John Cronin was a swim coach. They realized that, this is not growing as much as it should be, and they both really wanted to grow the industry. But diving had a lot of issues at first. Corporations like SSI and Maui were made mostly for military personnel. You actually had to do push-ups wearing a whole scuba kit. Now, some of us can't even do a push-up just right now, but imagine doing a push-up with a 50-pound metal tank on your back. I don't think so. So they try to make it more fun and more accessible to everybody. PADI has everything written on 8th grade level, and you only have to be 12 years old to become an open water diver. And even disabled people can dive. They have special equipment that is allowing handicapped people who cannot walk to dive, because underwater you're weightless, so why not? Now we're going to talk a bit about the services that PADI offers. So the slogan of PADI is the way the world learns to dive. They offer equipment, and they offer quality instruction. They teach people how to properly use the equipment to breathe underwater. And another excellent service that they have is travel. As a PADI instructor, I can access the internet on the PADI website and find opportunities almost all over the world. I can go to Sharm el-Sheikh, Sri Lanka, Thailand, anywhere I want to pretty much. As you can see, this is a picture of Sharm el-Sheikh, and this is 2 pictures of Bonaire. Who wouldn't want to go there? They're beautiful places, right? And they offer these small Caribbean islands opportunities that they might not otherwise have. So think about, let's take a Cayman Island, for example. It's a desert island, but they have beautiful coral reefs. They don't have a whole lot of industry besides that. They want tourists to come. So somebody can learn how to be a PADI instructor and provide food for their family. So it's really great, and it offers people's opportunities. So now I'm going to give it over to Edward, and he's going to tell you about some innovations and some environmental work PADI is doing.
Thank you. So some of the innovations that PADI has done throughout time. So like Mitch said, PADI was started first in 1967, and it really started just as a basic course for normal people who wanted to become scuba divers. They also had specialty courses. These specialty courses are more meant for the people who were ex-military personnel, and they also allow people to expand on their skills about scuba diving. These include cave diving and also emergency response. And there's other things such as like lake diving. There's different millions of types of scuba diving. Back when PADI was first created, it only had about 400 members that were part of this organization. By the 1970s, by the end of the 1970s, this is really when PADI grew. It really made a name for itself. By the end of the 1970s, they had over 100,000 members that were part of this organization. One of the reasons why they started to become really big was because of something called pool dives. Pool dives is really what allowed PADI to expand even further than its 100,000 members. It's something that we call Dive Today. It's a way for people to get into scuba gear and to go diving just without having any sort of prior knowledge about scuba diving. You're first put into a pool, like the term says, and you go into with your scuba gear and you have an instructor who explains you some of the basics about scuba diving. After that, you can go into the ocean. Nowadays, there's some places where you can just go into the ocean directly without having any sort of prior knowledge about scuba diving. Now, in 1988, Patty created what's called the Recreational Dive Planner. So this is one way of seeing the Recreational Dive Planner, and this is another one. So what this is basically a chart that tells you how much time a human can stay underwater at a certain level in the ocean. And the reason why you don't want to stay at a certain level in the ocean for as long as you want is because your nitrogen levels in your body go up, and as your nitrogen levels go up in your body, some areas of your body might have failures, I would say. You could potentially even die. In 1989, Patty created something called Project Aware. So Project Aware is a way for divers to get involved into protecting the environment. So Project Aware is basically a global movement of scuba divers protecting our ocean planet, something we call one dive at a time. When it was first created, it focused mainly on protecting sharks and other animal species. Now, Project Aware has expanded in many areas, such as protecting coral reefs and also the cleaning of the ocean. Whenever the BP oil happened in 2010, I believe it was, Patty was actually involved in that cleaning of the ocean with many scuba divers that were involved in that. Now I'm going to pass it on to Mitch for our conclusion.
Okay, so we talked about how Patty got its start, how it's different from other dive organizations. It was the first one really meant for fun and recreation. We also talked about some of the environmentalism activities that Patty's doing to help with awareness of coral reefs and how to protect them. And we also discussed services and excellent opportunities they provide in travel. Thank you very much for listening to us, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions?